Before any identity formed, there was only this silent presence noticing everything that would later become you. Nothing added to it, nothing took from it. When this becomes clear, the search settles. You're aware of these words right now, aware of your surroundings, aware of thoughts forming in response. This awareness was already here when you began watching. Close your eyes for a moment. The external world disappears from your perception, yet you don't disappear. You remain, aware of the darkness, aware of the absence of visual input, aware of sounds or sensations still present. Awareness persists independent of what it witnesses. Open your eyes, the world returns, but did awareness leave and come back, or was it continuously present, simply witnessing different content? The content changed. The awareness remained constant. Most spiritual teaching focuses on improving the content. Improve your thoughts, purify your emotions, train your body. These changes happen within consciousness, but they're not changes to consciousness itself. A saint with pure thoughts and a confused person with chaotic thoughts both experience those thoughts in the same unchanging consciousness. This recognition shifts everything. Instead of asking, "How do I practice consciousness?" you begin asking, "Why do I believe I'm not already conscious?" Instead of seeking awareness, you investigate what makes you feel unaware. The obscuration happens through identification. You mistake yourself for what appears in consciousness rather than consciousness itself. You look at your body and think, "I am this." You notice your thoughts and think, "I am this." Each identification creates a false center, a self that seems to need protection and improvement. Take any thought you consider deeply personal. Maybe it's, "I'm anxious," or "I'm ambitious," or "I'm creative." Now ask, are you aware of that thought? If you can observe it, if you can watch it arise and change, then you cannot be identical to it. The observer and the observed are not the same. Your eyes can see everything except themselves. Consciousness can witness every thought, every emotion, every sensation, but it cannot make itself an object of observation. It's always the subject, never the object. You can observe your body, so you're not the body. You can observe your mind, so you're not the mind. You cannot observe the observer. You are the observer. This is direct recognition meant for immediate experience. Nothing needs to be added to it. It's already complete. Every meditation technique and spiritual practice addresses content within consciousness. They might calm your mind or strengthen your focus or cultivate positive emotions. These changes happen in what you're aware of, not in what you are. In deep sleep, there's no body awareness, no thoughts, no perceptions. Yet when you wake, you can say, "I slept well," or "I had no dreams." How do you know this? Because consciousness was present even in that blank state, witnessing the absence of content. If consciousness disappeared in deep sleep, you'd wake as a completely new person. The fact that you wake as the same person, with memories intact, proves consciousness persisted through sleep, witnessed the mind shut down, then watched it start again. This changes how you approach your day. Instead of trying to maintain awareness through effort, you recognize awareness is already maintained. Instead of treating meditation as a special state, you recognize the awareness present during meditation is identical to the awareness present while you work, eat, or rest. The content changes while the container doesn't. Most people experience this backward. They think, "I need to be more aware during daily activities like I am during meditation," yet meditation doesn't create awareness. It simply reduces mental noise so you notice the awareness always there. The awareness during meditation and during chaos is identical. Only the content differs. This recognition has immediate practical implications. When you're anxious, instead of trying to eliminate it, you recognize yourself as awareness watching anxiety arise. Anxiety becomes an object in your field of awareness rather than something you are. You're recognizing yourself as something that exists independent of whether anxiety is present or absent. The same applies when happy. Happiness arises in consciousness, is witnessed, eventually subsides. The happiness isn't you. The awareness of happiness is you. This prevents the desperate clinging that turns pleasure into suffering. Work becomes different. Instead of being lost in tasks, you remain aware of yourself as the witness of work being performed. The hands move, the mind calculates, the body acts, and throughout it all, you recognize yourself as awareness in which this activity appears. The work gets done, possibly better because there's less mental friction, yet you're no longer identified as the worker. Relationships shift. You stop trying to manipulate your feelings about people. Love or anger or indifference arises, is witnessed, changes. You don't need to perform emotional labor to force yourself into correct feelings. You simply recognize all feelings as temporary content in the permanent awareness you are. This actually allows for more genuine connection because you're not filtering everything through layers of should. Everything you experience carries consciousness built into it. You can't experience anything unconsciously. Even the most mundane thought carries the light of consciousness. Otherwise it wouldn't be experienced at all. This means consciousness isn't hiding somewhere waiting to be found. It's the most obvious thing, so obvious you overlook it while searching for something special. You're like someone wearing glasses while searching for their glasses. The thing you're looking for is what enables you to look. When someone asks, "How do I practice this?" the question contains confusion. You're asking how to practice being what you already are. The answer is recognizing the question comes from a mistaken premise. You don't need to practice being conscious, you just need to stop believing you're not. This belief maintains itself through subtle mental habits. You identify with thoughts and think, "My mind is so busy, I can't be aware," yet who notices the busy mind? That noticing is awareness. Every state you use as evidence that you lack awareness actually proves awareness is present. You can't experience confusion without awareness of confusion. You can't experience distraction without awareness of distraction. Awareness persists through all states, including apparent unawareness. Each investigation reveals the same pattern. Content changes while awareness of content remains. You are that awareness. This is something you recognize as already true. The recognition might feel unstable at first. You see it clearly one moment, then lose it the next. This instability is because your attention shifts between awareness itself and content within awareness. When you're absorbed in content, awareness recedes to the background. When you remember to look, awareness comes to the foreground. Yet it was present in both cases. Think of a movie screen. When the film is compelling, you forget the screen and see only the story. When you remember to look, you notice the screen was there the entire time. Your noticing changes while the screen is constant. Consciousness works the same way. When life is compelling or challenging, you forget consciousness and identify with the drama. When you remember to look, you notice consciousness was there witnessing the drama all along. This is why the instruction is simple: see yourself as pure awareness. You already are. The seeing itself is the liberation. The moment you genuinely recognize yourself as awareness rather than content, suffering loses its grip because you're no longer identified as the sufferer. Suffering happens in consciousness like everything else. Physical pain arises, is witnessed, changes. Mental anguish arises, is witnessed, changes. Yet the awareness witnessing these states isn't suffering, it's simply aware. When you identify as awareness rather than as the one in pain, the pain may continue yet the sense of being trapped in pain dissolves. You can respond to pain intelligently without being overwhelmed by it. Most spiritual seeking happens in abstractions. You read texts about pure consciousness and infinite awareness, then try to map concepts onto your experience. The mapping fails because you're trading words for more words. You end up with elaborate frameworks that explain consciousness without revealing it. Keeping it real means staying with direct experience. When asked, "What is the body?" don't reach for textbook definitions. Point to actual sensation, this pressure, this temperature, this tension. That's the body, the lived reality of physical experience. When asked, "What is the mind?" notice actual mental activity, this thought now, this image forming, this memory appearing. That's the mind, the immediate flow of mental content. When asked, "What is awareness?" simply notice what's aware right now, this that recognizes thoughts, this that witnesses sensations. That's awareness, the actual, present knowing. Children understand this instinctively. Ask a child, "What's a nose?" and they point to their nose. Somewhere in education and intellectualization, you lose this directness. You learn to talk about experience rather than pointing to it. Spiritual practice invites you back to this directness. Stop discussing consciousness as if it's somewhere else, something to achieve through effort. It's what feels whatever you're feeling right now. This directness cuts through confusion. You can read hundreds of books about water without quenching thirst while one sip solves the problem immediately. You can study consciousness for decades without recognizing what you are while one moment of genuine looking reveals what libraries of books can only describe. The looking doesn't require special states. Consciousness is equally present in chaos and peace, clarity and confusion, pleasure and pain. Whatever your current state, consciousness allows you to know that state. Point to that knowing. That's real. Your personal identity feels real right now. Your name, history, personality feels undeniably present. Keep awareness real with that same immediacy. This body is real, present, felt. This mind is real, active, witnessed. This consciousness that knows both is real, present, witnessing. They're all equally real and immediate. The only difference is where you place your identity. The shift from, "I am this thought," to, "I am aware of this thought," sounds subtle, almost semantic, yet experientially the difference is vast. When you are the thought, you're trapped while the thought's validity determines your state. When you are awareness of the thought, you have space. The thought can be examined, questioned, or watched without requiring belief or action. This becomes practical immediately. You have a self-critical thought. If you are that thought, you must either believe it and feel bad or fight it and create conflict. If you are awareness of the thought, neither response is necessary. The thought arises, is seen clearly for what it is, and you can choose how to respond based on wisdom rather than identification. You feel anxious. If you are the anxiety, you're consumed by it. If you are awareness of anxiety, the anxiety becomes one element in your experience while you remain something larger, something that remains stable while anxiety rises and falls. You experience physical pain. If you are the pain, suffering is total. If you are awareness of pain, the sensory information is present, yet the sense of being destroyed loosens. You recognize yourself as the space in which pain appears rather than as pain itself. Right now, in whatever situation you find yourself, awareness is present. In noise and activity, awareness witnesses noise and activity. In silence and stillness, awareness witnesses silence and stillness. The content changes endlessly while awareness remains. Make this real by testing it constantly. Throughout your day, notice what's aware. These practices serve a purpose. The teachings of direct recognition point to something already present, yet years of conditioning make you overlook it. Study gives you language for what you're recognizing. Contemplation clarifies conceptual confusion. Meditation allows the recognition to stabilize. Notice the order. Study comes after recognizing that practice is unnecessary. Contemplation happens after keeping it real. Meditation follows direct seeing. The traditional practices support recognition. They don't create it. Read texts that describe consciousness and liberation. Listen to teachers who point to awareness. Think deeply about what they're indicating. These train your attention to look in the right direction. They don't produce consciousness. They help you notice what's already present. The beauty of these teachings is they describe something available now. They point to the simple fact of awareness, the undeniable reality that you are conscious right now. When you study with this understanding, you're having your attention directed to what you've always known yet overlooked. Like someone pointing out a star in the night sky, once you see it, you realize it was always there. Contemplation works the same way. You think carefully about statements like, "You are not the body," or "You are pure awareness." These describe your direct experience. The contemplation helps you see that what the teaching describes matches what you actually experience when you look carefully. If you've been thinking about joining Patreon, there's already a lot waiting for you. We've been building something special there since March, and it keeps growing every week. I'd love to have you with us. The link is below.